floor of the CME Group. This is Danny Riley with today's MrTopStep update. You know, the S&P had been down for about 3.5 weeks, and we caught a bid going into Wednesday, which we expected we would. You know, there's the market a little bit of being oversold, coming down toward the 1,300 even price, and we go into this kind of end of the month phase where there's being some markups going back, where money's going back into commodities, money's going back into stocks. Now, this is being accentuated a little bit by everybody being short and all the buy stops that are in the S&P above the market right now. And as we all know, once the market catches a little bit of a bid, those buy stops elect the offer side of a buy program, which in turn pushes the S&P higher. You know what? This morning when I woke up this morning, I saw Bill Gross on TV on CNBC talking about the defaults, and it's really an odd situation. What we're seeing here. There's all these negatives floating around in Europe. There's all these negatives floating around in the U.S. with their situation with the defaults, and yet the S&P is moving higher, and as is the rest of the stock market. You know, it's a very odd thing because as we go into the summer, we at MrTopStep believe that people are going to pull back a little bit from buying stock, and we'll see some type of pullback as we go into to the end of the summer. But at the same time, the markets just are not signaling a lot of strength here as we've been moving up the last couple of days. I think over the last 2 days we've rallied about 13 handles. This morning we were up 5.5 handles. We had a little bit of a pullback, and we've leveled off a little bit as we go into the European close. The volume starting out today in the S&P was about 240,000 contracts, and we've got about 600,000 on the board, and that means that we've traded about 350,000 contracts on the day. And you know what, I also want to remind everybody else, in addition to the 3-day weekend that we're going into, we're going to be jumping into the June rollover in the S&P, which is probably not going to be a very good thing for a lot of day traders out here. In the end, what we would say is that the market's holding, but we're not too sure about the longevity of the rally here. Thank you very much, and have a good weekend.